Live in minutes. Okay, we're live now. So we're to start the session with Miss Ibironke.
Okay.
Okay. 2 minutes, please. Let's get people to join in,
Sure.
and we'll start. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. Hi, Cody.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, can we meet you, please?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Officially welcome you to the next conference. Thanks for being here. So I'm Ezike Kodinama. I'm head of finance for Engineering Career School. Also, I'd like to say that next conference is organized by Engineering Career Expo, and we want to appreciate all our partners, Parabuild, PADC, and ISEC Lagos. We really love you. We thank you for supporting us. Thank you so much. Also, I want to say that this conference was organized by ISEC because we've seen what's happening. Pandemic has changed the world. So we just want to show our support, want to give every help we can give out there. We know that things have changed. So in any way things have affected our business, we want to show love, support and everything. So first of all, I'd like to say that this conference is organized so that we can help people know the way forward. Yeah, the pandemic has changed the world, so business will be going down, but we're here to help you re-strategize. So, introduce our moderator for today. She has already introduced ourselves. So, Fabi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. So, okay. So, quick one. I'll take you through the various I'll take you through various ways you could interact more on this platform. So by the right, you have comments. Okay, the video hasn't started. Okay, let me try to enable something here. Okay. Minutes, please. So we can start the session now.
Are we starting?
Hello. Yeah, we can start. We can start now.
Okay, so shall I go ahead?
Yes, we can.
I hope you can hear me. It's pretty raining heavily in Kenya. Yes, I hope I want to
Okay.
confirm you can quite hear me well. If you can hear me, then it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome. So once again, my name is Tabi, Developer Students Club Lead at the University of Nairobi, and I'm glad to be here in the next conference. And I hope everyone is excited to know, like everyone is asking what happens next in this pandemic world. And I guess that's the whole idea about this conference. And we'll be kicking off with the first session where we'll be talking about skills to learn during this pandemic, because we're at home and some of us maybe are starting out, maybe you're curious, you want to know what exactly can I use this time to learn, something like that. And will be facilitated by Ibironke. Yeah. And I'm also looking forward to learning a lot from you. And I hope everyone also is looking forward to learning a lot from her. She has a very rich profile, which I'm going to just be taking you through it in the next few minutes. Yes, I hope you'll listen in. So Ibironke is a talent manager, career counselor, and project manager. She specializes in helping individuals align their natural talents and core competencies with rewarding careers. She obtained an MBA from Frankfurt School of Finance and Management and a BA in English from Obafemi Awolowo University. She also holds a global competency-based credential that validates HR professional. Her work experience spans human resource consulting and development projects. She started her career with Workforce Management Center and HR consulting firm, worked with HCDC. HCDC is Human Capacity Development Consultants, Philips Consulting, Action Microfinance Bank as the talent acquisition specialist, and as the head employability and individual Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. She has over 12 years work experience. She's presently the managing consultant Career4AllLimited. She has led different types of heterogeneous teams based in various parts of the state and has worked on highly profile projects within and out of the country. Throughout her career, she has succeeded in placing thousands of fresh graduates in writing careers. She wrote and published a 128-page book titled Becoming Employable in 2009. She is a principal coach of Mentor Me for Success, a mentoring program designed to bridge the skills gap among undergraduates and fresh graduates. So yeah, that's pretty much about our first speaker, and I am really, really excited that we are going to be listening from her. We want to hear her thoughts and maybe ways in which she can help us through these times. And yeah, so the questions are open. So you can, if you have any question that you really want to ask her, probably after the end of the session, you can post your questions via Slido. We're going to use Slido. So the event code is 2730. I repeat, 2730. So you can post in your questions there, and then we'll go through them once she finishes her session. So I think it's time now to listen out from her. Yeah, I hope all of us are going to be ready for this. So welcome again, Ibironke.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. Good afternoon, everybody. I normally like to say top of the day to you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ibironke Ogunmade. Like Tammy said, I have over 12 years experience in the field of human resources. And in these past years, I've worked in four major sectors of the economy. I've worked in the banking sector, manufacturing, consulting, and development agency. Yeah, my passion. I'm passionate about helping youth identify career opportunities. Um, and I've placed thousands of youth in rewarding careers. I want to assume that everybody is with me. Okay, so about a year ago, I started recording a series of podcasts highlighting how access to the right data can help us identify career opportunities for the average youth. In my quest to helping youth, I stumbled on some categories of jobs that the then IBM CEO, that is Guinea Rometto, referred to as the new collar jobs. My ultimate aim of embarking on this journey I mean the journey of helping youth identify career opportunities, is to witness a day in our continent when the average youth, upon graduation, knows exactly what to do to make money and is either gainfully employed or has a legitimate stream of income. Yes. Okay, now to the business of the day. Yeah, before I take you completely, of course. I've been asked to speak on skills needed to thrive in the post-COVID world. So can I have a signal that everybody is with me? Okay, all the microphones have been muted. So I want to assume that you're all following. Okay. We live and work in a rapidly changing and highly competitive world. There is no doubt about that, right? I assume that you agree with me on that. If before now we've been operating in terms of global competitiveness and changes on a geometric progression, this global pandemic that is COVID-19 has come to put us on a rather faster lane. The interesting part is that most people are not prepared for the change. I'm sure that you are aware of the astronomical increase that the popular meeting app that is Zoom witnessed in the last 3 months due to the lockdown and the job loss that most sector of the economy are currently experiencing. Let me quickly read out to you some of the adverse effects of COVID-19 on the labor market. According to Arik CEO, the airline has suffered a sharp decline of over 98% in revenue since the suspension of scheduled flights. The Nigeria travel industry has lost more than 180 billion naira and thousands of jobs. Arik recently announced that it had ordered 90% of his staff to proceed on leave without pay until further notice and implement an 80% salary cut for the month of April. Following the video that went viral and the intervention of CBN, Access Bank has since announced a pay cut for their staff, and the increased cancellation of hotel bookings has resulted in billion of dollars in revenue loss and hundreds of thousands of job loss in the hospitality business. Armed with all of this information, guys, either you are an undergraduate or a fresh graduate, I think that now is the time to begin to critically assess the skills that you currently have. Yes, and the ones that will help you thrive in the post COVID-19 era. Okay, this sounds a bit odd because I'm not getting any feedback. So, but I need to be sure that um, you all are with me. So
Okay,
hold on.
Ma, by the right of your screen, you can see comments.
Okay, so I want to everybody's with me. Okay. So yes, I want to be sure that I'm not just speaking to myself. Okay, so we're going to look at two categories of skills. Two categories of skills needed to thrive in the post-COVID-19 era. And that is hard skills and soft skills. We will look at six skills in total, 3 under soft skills and 3 under hard skills. So guys, this is what we are going to do this afternoon. We are going to look at two categories of skills, like I said, 3 under soft skills and 3 under hard skills. Under the soft skills, the number one skill that every undergraduate or fresh graduate must acquire is called adaptability. And another word for adaptability, is flexibility. So if if we are all going to thrive in the post-COVID world, we will need to be able to adapt to the ever-changing world. I'm sure you know that businesses are not going to remain the same ever again. So either you want to run your own business or you plan to work in an establishment. Flexibility must not just be your middle name, it must be your first name. Yes. If there is one thing that this pandemic has taught us, it is that businesses can be operated without incurring all the overhead costs. Yes. And so one of the first things that most organizations will want to do to reduce the number of physical structure and the number of staff. The number of full staff that most companies will have will reduce significantly. Okay, so come, let me get a signal. Okay. Okay, everyone can see and hear me. We are with you. Okay. So, like I was saying, the number of full staff that most organizations have currently will reduce significantly. Organizations will continue to explore the option of flexible work hours, freelance workers, contract staffing, and so many other options. Yes, in the bid to remain competitive. Nothing will be permanent for a long time because there will be a constant race by organization to remain in business and competitive. For you, my dear undergraduates or fresh graduates, you will need to adjust to these changes. This is not the time to begin to think that once you get a job, then you can go to sleep. Remember that it is the post-COVID-19 world. Nothing will remain constant for long. You must be ready for constant change. And by change, I mean the type that will make an establishment adjust its organizational structure like every 3 months. And guess what? This might lead to more job loss. Believe me, this is not to scare you, but to ensure that you're prepared for what is ahead. So this is how adaptability and flexibility will help you cope in the post-COVID-19 world. Always remember that in the post-COVID-19 world, nothing is permanent. Today, you might have a full-time job. Tomorrow, you might be out of job for no fault of yours. Yes. So how do you adapt? You must develop skills that will enable you take up part-time job or become a freelance worker. And when you are on your job, and when you are in a job that changes its structure every 3 months, you must embrace that change. Yes. So what if you are in business? Yeah, because some of you might be in business. You must be ready to change your own structure constantly. Don't be like Nokia that said that we didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. For Nokia, we can say that their opponents were faster and more flexible than them. Nokia missed out on changing, and the result was that they lost the opportunity and the race. I would advise that be more like a Mark Zuckerberg, who is constantly disrupting the market. I heard that Facebook recently launched an online shop feature on their platform to help SMEs sell directly to their clients. That's another disruption in the online sales space. Let's begin to watch out what happened in the following months. So you might want to ask Ibironke, how do I demonstrate that I'm flexible and adaptable? And I'll say, show me an instance where you have embraced change or even championed change. Do you embrace change or do you prefer the old ways of doing things? Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with the old ways, but with the constant changes that we witness in our world daily, we must constantly think about innovative ways of doing things that will give our businesses a leverage above our competitors. And talking about innovation, talking about innovative ways of doing things, the number 2 soft skills that I'll be talking about is creativity and innovation. Creativity is the ability. Yes, let me take few seconds. So the number 2 skills that I'm talking about is creativity and innovation. And creativity is actively seeking out new ways of doing things and having the confidence to experiment. These skills they might sound a bit too soft. but I will show you some of the ways that you can acquire them later on when we finish talking about the different categories. Then later on, we'll go into the art skills. We have already seen the importance of creativity and innovation during this pandemic. Businesses that have been able to come up with innovative ways to deliver services virtually, or businesses that are quickly shifting to new products, have been able to better weather the storm. I'm sure you know of one or two businesses. And in the post-COVID world, we will have more innovations. Organization will need more individuals who can come up with innovative ways of doing business profitably. Um, my question is, what innovative idea are you experimenting with presently? Don't be surprised when you go for interviews after this session, after this timeout, and interviewers begin to ask you questions that borders about your innovative skills, what you've done during the lockdown to show that you're innovative and creative, because everybody wants to bring on board a change agent, somebody that can help them make their businesses more. As a programmer, don't just code, register for hackathons, make research about the most successful software and mobile apps and what differentiates them from others in the market. Reach out to other programmers outside the country and organize even online hackathons. Look for such opportunities to promote your work. Um, I read somewhere that the best programmer are great hackers. So take an online course in ethical hacking. Look for ingenious ways of promoting your creativity, because guess what? Organizations are going to begin to search for individuals who have innovative ideas that can help their organizations remain competitive and remain in the market. So it's not just about having ideas. Have you tried out that idea? Have you tried to implement it? I know that it's not going to be easy. Trust me. I can tell from experience. I've tried. I've tried a million and one things. Okay, maybe not a million, but I've tried over 10 things. I can tell you for free that maybe 7 of them didn't work. But the ones that worked, you know, they worked well. So don't be afraid to experiment with ideas. Collaborate with people and work on ideas, implement them, because those are now going to be your reference points when you either go for interviews or you want to set up something on your own. The tenacity, the strength that you develop from trying something will practically sustain you through some hard times. The number three soft skills that I will encourage us to embrace is emotional intelligence. I'm sure all of us have heard about emotional intelligence. Uh, I've lost quite a number of opportunities myself because at the time I was not emotionally intelligent. I can tell you for free that I lost a job um, some times ago because maybe I wasn't able to adequately manage my boss. Emotional intelligence is all about the daily interactions among people. It is the ability to be aware of, express, and control our emotions, while at the same time managing others' emotions for a safe work environment. Unless you work alone, and in most cases is almost impossible, your interaction with co-workers on a daily basis goes a long way in determining how successful you will become on the job. Emotional intelligence in the workplace is almost as important as traditional intelligence, and in many cases, it is more important for solving complex problems that than that requires teamwork. Uh, why you might excel at jobs technically? Some people have the technical ability to excel at work, But if you cannot effectively communicate with your team members or collaborate with them, quickly get overlooked, please. Again, I can tell you for free, technical ability is not enough. Right now, we're talking about soft skills. Technical ability is not enough. You have to be able to work with people. Some people have lost opportunities because they don't have the capacity to work with others. I'm sure even as students, you've had the opportunity to work in several things, and you consider some people impossible, as in impossible to work with. So you can imagine in school you can decide to avoid people like that. But imagine having people like that, as in imagine the most annoying people that you've ever met. Imagine working with such a person in your organization, and you have to successfully work with the person to achieve the task. So begin to see things like that as a learning curve or a learning point. Use people like that to practice how how you will work with co-workers. Yes, I say practice. Use people like that. So don't run away from difficult people. Don't run away from difficult opportunities. I think I made a lot of such mistakes while I was in school, and I paid dearly, especially at my first job. I paid dearly because I thought that I could avoid difficult situations for life. You see people that you consider difficult, and you just decide, well, I have a choice not to work with you. I can work around you. But you go to the place of work and you meet people like that. And because you've not trained yourself adequately to handle such people, you break down and you allow people like that to mess you up in the place of work. So emotional intelligence is about having the capacity to manage relationships and work with people to achieve your ultimate results. Um, So by mastering emotional intelligence, you can continue to advance your career and even advance your organization. Essentially, emotional intelligence in the place of work comes down to understanding, expressing, and managing good relationships and solving problems under pressure. Some of us break under pressure. Some of us even cry. I can imagine the type of pressure some of you are going through right now. Maybe you don't have enough money, or maybe you don't have enough data. Whatever the problem is, you see it you should see it as an opportunity to learn and thrive, not as an opportunity to giving. Because if you constantly see an opportunity as a platform to learn, then you become better. You're any situation that presents himself even later in future. Um, uh, okay, I'll give you some illustrations to better buttress that point when we get to under the hard skills. The business world post COVID-19 era is going to become crazier. Believe me, there will be 101 things calling for your attention at the same time. Deadlines will be tighter, deliverables will be off the roof. Individuals who will thrive in the post-COVID-19 era are the ones who are emotionally intelligent, individuals who are emotionally stable, individuals who will not crack under pressure. In a study conducted by Career Builders, 71% of employers viewed emotional intelligence more important than IQ. And these are their reasons. Employees with they came to the conclusion that employees with high emotional intelligence admit and learn from their mistakes. Yeah, um, so some of these things take a lot of maturity to be able to handle, or to be able to come to a place where you admit your mistakes and you're able to learn from it. And if you can develop these skills while you're still in school, then it becomes very easy for you to thrive in the outside world, or even after post COVID-19 era. You have to be able to hone your own mistake and learn from it. So it's not in it will not do you any good when you beat yourself down and you begin to regret some of your actions. The idea is that you learn from it and you move on. And another reason why employers uh, prefer individuals with high emotional intelligence is because they think that they possess excellent conflict resolution skills. If you can resolve conflict, then you can handle life issues. You can handle whatever life throws at you. Some jobs by just having the ability to resolve conflict, because in organization it's all about solving problems. If you can, so if you can handle conflict, if you can resolve conflict, then employers want you on board. Employers also want people with high emotional intelligence because they perceive that they they are more likely to remain calm under pressure. Okay, so are you easily um, disturbed when you make mistake or when you're under pressure? Some people can't cope when they are under pressure, but it's a skill, it's a soft skill. Over time, you can learn how to remain calm under pressure. Because when you remain calm, then you're able to think better and prefer solutions instead of just thinking or worrying about the problem only. When you remain calm under pressure, then you can think critically and prefer solutions to problems. Employers also want people with high emotional intelligence because they believe that they tend to make more thought out business decisions. Yes, and it's still in relation to the previous points that I highlighted, remaining calm under pressure. If you have the ability to remain calm under pressure, then you're better able to think more about solutions instead of thinking about problem. So anytime you encounter problem, is instead of just worrying about it, think solution. So how do I get out of this mess that I've created? Instead of, some of us will just cry or just break down or just throw in the towel or just say, I can't take this anymore. Maybe I should resign, or maybe, you know, but you will always make mistakes. But your ability to learn from that mistake and move on is what differentiates somebody who has high emotional intelligence from somebody who doesn't. Um, Employers also want people with high emotional intelligence because they know that they take criticism better. So, are you the type of person that nobody can criticize? I'm sure you know a few people like that. Before you criticize them, you have to look for how or where or when or the best opportunity to, you know, tell them that they've done something bad. Nobody wants to work with somebody like that. I want to be able to tell you that you've done something bad. An employer or a business partner or a customer. So whatever situation you find yourself, be it that you are an employee or you own a business or you run an establishment or you partner with somebody, people must be able to criticize your work without them feeling bad. They must not walk on eggshells around you. They must be able to tell you things criticize what you've done, you learn from it and you move on. Instead of them having to go and read an encyclopedia of how to criticize your work. Employers also want people with high emotional intelligence because they know that they remain, they keep their emotions in check. So one of the first mistakes that I made when I at my first job was that I used to cry a lot. I guess I'm very emotional. I used to cry a lot. Any small thing, if I think that something is getting way out of hand, I break down. You will see me maybe in the convenience crying, or maybe my manager has criticized me. You see me somewhere just, but with time I had to manage my emotions. So nobody wants a baby. Nobody wants somebody that they will have to. I have your managers have babies at home, they have husbands, they have so many pressure in other places. So they don't want to come to work and still have to baby you or babysit you. Yeah. So, and I'm not referring to place of work alone. I'm referring to any other um, um, opportunity that you find yourself, or any other situation that you find yourself post COVID-19. You will need to be emotionally strong because, like I said, there are a lot of changes coming, and if you're not emotionally strong, you can break under the pressure. So you have to be emotionally strong. You have to be emotionally strong to see opportunities. You have to be emotionally strong to work with people. You have to be emotionally strong to take advantage of the opportunities that exist. People want to work with individuals that they consider that have high emotional intelligence because they understand the significance of communicating effectively. They don't just assume that. So somebody that has high emotional intelligence doesn't just assume that you understand what he's saying. Is trying to find out if you really understand what they are saying. Individuals with high emotional intelligence tend to treat people with respect. Um, they are more likely to empathize with customers, therefore identify their needs more effectively. Having these qualities can do wonders for productivity, performance, and ultimately profitability for an organization. Okay, so it appears that I'm talking more from a perspective of the organization, but you can relate it to anything that you find yourself post COVID-19. So it could be a relationship, it could be a partnership, it could be anything. It could be any opportunity that you find yourself post COVID-19. If you develop all of these soft skills that I've talked about, it will help you handle anything that the post COVID-19 era will throw at you. Um, so having this quality can do wonders for productivity, performance, and ultimately profitability for the organization. And this is why individuals who exhibit high emotional intelligence have a higher chance of thriving in the post COVID-19 era. Yes, like I said, if you have high emotional intelligence, if you are creative, if you're innovative, you have a higher chance of surviving in the post COVID-19 era. Or before I go into the other session, which is the art skills, I would like to take like a 2 minute break. So are you with me? I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
we
with
are.
me.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's a
yeah,
bit difficult talking when you can't see people. I hope I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm able to connect with the audience.
Yeah, sure. We are following, and the audience is following from the comments that are coming in. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So
yeah.
can I take like a 2 minute break?
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
sure. You
that's
can take
fine.
a, yeah, sure. So
Thank you.
probably when you're on the break, I could probably maybe do like a recap to the audience. I'm like, whatever she has mentioned, that in the post-pandemic world, that things are not really going to be permanent. Like things are going to change. I mean, maybe the way we were used to things, maybe that's not what we're really going to meet outside there. And I guess that's where adaptability and flexibility comes in, where we're being called to be flexible as the youth and the young people. And it's up to us to be adaptable and flexible to whatever is going to meet us. And having the right skills is going to help us maybe go forward with this. And I love the way she mentioned that it's not really about your technical skills, because I guess people really invest a lot in their technical skills and forgetting their soft skills. And I think call out to everyone that it's also good to put these soft skills into consideration, because they're what are really going to help us. And she really I love how she really emphasized on emotional intelligence. I guess it's a really a new topic that really came out recently. Anyone is just into emotional intelligence, and some are like, what is this emotional intelligence? I guess probably some of us have some questions as like that. And I guess I think I even saw like courses or even booked on emotional intelligence. And I think it's a good thing to actually when this is over, just don't let it stop here. Go find out more about this emotional intelligence. How can I really help? How can I really go around this? Because as she mentioned, it's really good to learn how to control your emotions and also managing the emotions of others. Yes, I think it's pretty good, and I hope you guys are learning a lot so far. I guess you're learning new things. Yeah, and I think I should also remind you guys to post your questions, the slide only. Yes, feel free to ask questions and we'll go through them. Yeah, and I don't know, are you back?
Yes.
See.
Yes, I'm back. Do we have any question?
Oh, nice. Oh yeah. There are some questions from the Slido. Maybe I could just read them out.
Okay. Can I have them like in the comment section so that it will help me better prepare? Do you want me to take them now or after the whole session?
I think it will be better if you do them after. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go straight into the second session, which is the art skills. Okay. So in as much as soft skills are very good, you know, but what I say is that soft skills just helps you relate better with people, which is very good, it's very fantastic. But art skills is equally as important as soft skills. So the reality of our world today is that technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, internet of things, virtual reality, and robotics will make businesses more resilient in the future. That is post-COVID-19 era. And anyone that can help organizations exploit some of these technologies will be in great demand. So the number one skill that I would say that you should embrace that will help you thrive in the post-COVID-19 era is data analysis. But before we talk about data analysis, let's talk a bit about big data. Let's try and understand the concept of big data. I'm sure some of us understand what big data is, but for the benefit of those who don't, I say that big data refers to the massive and ever growing amount of information on every aspect of human endeavor. So, big data, anywhere you see data, you can substitute information. Data is another word for data is information. I'll, gi- I, I will give you some illustrations, specifically in the HR and digital advertising space, that will help us understand the concept of big data and data analysis better. Some few years ago, a particular international brand that was experiencing high turnover of its entry level marketers decided to leverage analysis of its HR big data to improve profit. And after they have done an extensive analysis of the factors that affected sales productivity, the company discovered that some factors that they had considered critical in their recruitment process, such as educational qualification and the quality of reference, had very minimal impact on employees' actual performance. Uh, but they discovered that the ability to thrive under unstructured condition was a critical recruitment process and criteria needed. So what did they do? They went ahead to include these criteria in their recruitment process. And guess what? And guess what the result was? It was a staggering $4 million dollars growth in the following year. So what this means is that big data and data analysis is very important in every aspect of an organization, and especially now that organizations are hard pressed to make profit and remain in business. Is going to become more relevant. Big data and data analysis is going to become more relevant in the post-COVID-19 era. More organizations are coming to the awareness that if you haven't used data to analyze a strategy, you are simply guessing. Um, so to the number two illustration in the digital advertising space, I'm sure that over 70% of you listening to me right now are doing so via a mobile device, and that you do a lot of things online, from researching to socializing on various social media platforms, making transactions, maybe gambling. Probably not. Some of us even worship online now, thanks to the coronavirus. And guess what? It's not just the data that we willingly um, give to Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn that is useful in digital advertising. Even the unstructured data that we provide about what we are doing, saying, liking, sharing, and now, thanks to our mobile device, where we are, makes it very easy for brands to have more personalized tag and adverts at us. Uh, or have you ever wondered that when you traveled outside the country, the adverts that appear on your phone automatically changes to your current location? And that's possible because the data collected on you by digital advertising companies makes it easy to determine your current location and have more targeted adverts at you. Um, okay. I'm sure that most of us know the company called Netflix. It's one of the world's most innovative companies. And Netflix has remained relevant because of its ability to leverage big data. The company collects data such as the type of TV show a user watches, the amount of time spent on a single show, and Netflix uses this information to accurately recommend TV shows and movies to customers without spending much on advertisement. With this analysis, Netflix is also able to calculate how much a user is worth and make other business decisions. Big data and data analysis is helping organizations make sense of the information gathered on different social media platforms, such as retention cost, um, average transaction value, and even customer satisfaction. Yeah. Um, Big data is also helping create targeted and personalized campaigns that ultimately saves money and increase efficiency by targeting the right people. So what does a data analyst do? And why would that skill be relevant post COVID-19 era? A data analyst job involves using the massive amount of data that is generated by organization to gain new insights, identify trends, and find solutions to problems. So what a data analyst does is to use data, that is information generated by organization, to help them solve organizational problems. So think, with more and more companies understanding the importance of big data as a useful source for gaining insight, making more informed decisions, and increasing profitability, the demand for data analyst specialists is equally increasing. So if you ask me, I would say now is the time to begin to add that to your skill set. A simple Google search reveals that there are close to 1,000 jobs available for data analysts in Nigeria. And yeah, so that's about big data and data analysis. I'm sure that some of us understand the concept of big data and how big data and data analysis is helping organization gain strategic advantage over their competitors. So in the post COVID-19 world, organizations, we need more of data analysts to help them analyze all the data that they have to gain more competitive advantage. Even so, you can apply data analysis to any department of an organization. I've worked majorly in the HR department of organizations, but I also know the importance of data. um, I know that if you use data, like the illustration that I gave about the recruitment process, if you want to have a more strategic advantage over your competitor, begin to analyze the massive amount of data that you have. You will see some trends that you can leverage on that will help the organization stay relevant and stay in business. And like I said, organizations will need more data analysts. So you can begin to develop your skill set along that line. The next skill that will help anybody remain relevant in the post-COVID-19 era is digital media marketing. Um, I'm sure you know that the new reality. Yes, there's no doubt about that. With the global pandemic, more and more organizations are exploring the social media to connect with their clients. Yeah, it's amazing that even organizations that didn't have a website before now understand the importance of staying in touch with their customers, and most of them are beginning to explore different social media platforms in an attempt to stay relevant and still remain in business. I'm sure we all know one or two individuals or businesses that are now embracing social media, something that they've not done before now. This digital transformation or the need for digital relevance by organization is therefore increasing the demand for digital skills, or including coding, web development, digital marketing, yeah, digital marketing. And even after the pandemic, the demand for these skills will not stop. Um, Specialists who are experts in search engine optimization. So I'm a lover of internet social media marketing. Um, so social media marketing, we're not just talking about being able to do Facebook ad. I'm talking about art skills like search engine optimization, search engine marketing, email campaign, content writing, content marketing, graphic design. Those are the skills that will be in high demand. So applicants with marketing and digital marketing skills that will help companies build their brand will be very attractive to employers in the coming years. So if you don't know anything about social media marketing apart from placing a Facebook ad, I would say now is the time to hone your skills. And when I say skills, I don't mean just at the surface level. I mean understand it in detail, understand uh, the very technical part, because I believe that I'm talking to technical guys. Yeah, right. Yes, understand the very, very technical part. Google Analytics, Google Metrics. So all of those things, how to use metrics to assess the quality of an online business. So those are the type of things that you should get your hands on, get down and get dirty, learn these skills, And so, like I said, not just on the surface, like posting ad and all of that. Learn how to optimize a website. Learn about search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and all of those technical skills. As a graduate now, as an graduate or as an undergraduate, now is the time to begin to hone your skills in the digital marketing space. The last thing that I'm going to encourage you to learn is artificial intelligence. Like I said earlier on, I believe that I'm talking with the technical guys. So, and that's why I'm trying to go a bit more technical. There has been a lot of debate on whether or not artificial intelligence can help us fight and provide solutions to the global pandemic and COVID-19 with the robotic machine created to screen billions of molecules for coronavirus treatments, to artificial intelligence cameras developed to detect if someone has high temperature, autonomous robot cleaner used to disinfect hospitals and medical facilities. All of this point to the fact that artificial intelligence is helping solve some of the world's greatest problems. Before the outbreak of COVID-19, everybody worried that robots and machines, an increase in automation through artificial intelligence will make people lose their jobs. We worried about replacing cleaners with autonomous floor and cleaning robots, but I guess that we worried about the wrong things. Yes. Could an automated workforce have helped us lessen the economic damage of coronavirus? And guess what? In the coming years, more organizations will begin to explore the solutions that artificial intelligence provides. And what that means is that there's going to be an increase in the demand for individuals who have these skills. Yeah. So the machine learning, the virtual reality, robotics, yeah, artificial intelligence. People that have those skills will be in high demand, and maybe not exactly in Nigeria immediately. Yeah, but in some organizations, they'll begin to think more critically. And the reason why organizations will look that way is because everybody, every organization is desperate to remain in business. And when you're desperate to remain in business, you will explore all avenues. All avenues that will help you reduce costs will be explored. So now is the time to begin to add artificial intelligence to your skill set. So I'm gradually coming to a conclusion. In conclusion, according to the World Economic Forum, in just 5 years, 35% of the skills deemed essential today will become obsolete. There's only one way to remain relevant in a post-COVID-19 era. Commit to a lifetime of learning. Today, it doesn't require you years of study to develop your skill sets to be prepared for a post-coronavirus world. There are endless free and open online courses available that will help you improve your skills. And I will say, take advantage of all of these resources. At this point, I'd like to say that keep learning until you get what you want, and keep pushing until you get your desired results. My name is Ibironke Ogunmade, and I would like to say thank you all for having me, even though I can't see you. Okay, at this point, I can see some questions coming in. At this point, I'll take your questions.
Yeah, okay. So thank you so much for that wonderful session. Yeah, even
Thank
though you
you.
could not see anyone, seeing me is proof that I'm standing in for them. But
Come
anyway,
again. Come again.
I'm like, even though you could not see anyone, we were still with you, and yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it will be comforting enough. Yeah, I'll ask you some of the questions that have been asked. Then I'll ask like a question, then you'll answer. Then maybe till maybe when our time is up. So I'll just
Okay.
quickly take you through some of the questions. So now there's this question: is it only from experience that emotional intelligence is attained, or how else can we learn or improve on our emotional intelligence?
Um. So it's like how can I relate this? You have to practice before you can say that you're competent. So it's not enough to say that, yeah, you can go for a course on emotional intelligence, but you cannot say that you are emotionally intelligent without having to cite instances where you've exhibited emotional intelligence skills. So, like some of the points that I highlighted when I was talking about emotional intelligence, do you have the ability to resolve conflict? Can you remain calm under pressure? Do you take criticism well? Can you keep your emotions in check? Can you communicate effectively with people? Do people understand what you're saying? Do you treat people with respect? So those are traits that will point to the fact that you're emotionally intelligent. So the way you can prove that you're emotionally intelligent is to say that you have all of those skills. So if you say that you have all of those things, all of those skills, an employer will want you to cite an instance where you've exhibited those skills. I don't know. Am I going off track, or have I been able to answer the question?
I think that's fine. That takes us to also a question that was like, is emotional intelligence is it something you can improve on paper or to an interview or that you're meeting for the first time? If yes, how? And I think you mentioned something about like having instances where you can prove instances where you've used emotional intelligence. So like I don't know for this question, like is it something you can prove on paper or for the case of the interview, I do like maybe give examples or so do you say you
Yeah,
can
so
do
you
that or verbally?
yeah, so you can list emotional intelligence skills on paper. So you can say that I have, or you, you can either say that you've attended an emotional intelligence training. That is, if you have, you can also say that you have emotional intelligence skills and list some of those skills. And if possible, you can state one instance where you've exhibited those skills. It will go further to buttress the point that yes, you have emotional intelligence skills.
So well, moving on to data science, data analysis. You talked about data analysis, big data, and someone's like, is data analysis a course or a skill?
So okay, so some of those things that I've talked about under the art skills, they are not just skills. They are a field. They are disciplines. But um, if you if you understand the importance, then you go after the field. So you can acquire data analysis as a skill, or you can treat it as a field. If you have the interest as a student, you can begin to look at some of the things that you can do even while you're still in school. So do you belong to a group? Do you have massive amounts of data? What have you done with the data on your own? Are you identifying trends in the data? Are you leveraging on the data to arrive at any conclusion? So that's taking interest in data analysis and seeing how you can develop the skill even in whatever capacity that you have. Then you can now go ahead to register for courses in data analysis and take them up. And it will also give you leverage above your contemporary. So you can see it whichever way. You can see it as a skill, you can see it as a discipline, you can see it as a field.
Okay, so thank you for that. You also mentioned about digital marketing, and there's a question: is relying on paid ads and Instagram engagement groups considered as digital marketing? Hello, can you hear me?
With you. Hello, am I with you? Hello.
What happened?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm with
I
you.
can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, yeah. Did you hear my question?
You said I've not answered your question.
Yeah. So like there's this you mentioned about digital marketing, and there's this question on is relying on paid ads and Instagram engagement group as considered as digital marketing?
Is what? Come again?
Is relying on paid ads and Instagram engagement considered as digital marketing?
Yes. Like I said, digital marketing is broad. Um, so paid adverts, being able to post
By
a
what?
paid advert on
How much is this?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter can be categorized as digital marketing.
Have 500.
But like I said, that I would prefer you go deeper
It's
and
billion with
understand
us.
core concept of digital marketing. Itemize all those skills that are needed, because what I find is that in my experience interviewing fresh graduates is that you say that you have digital marketing skills, but you find out that what you have is just on the surface.
Hello.
So you don't understand the uh please, can you mute that one mic is on? Can you mute it so that I can concentrate? Okay, so um
Sorry about
yeah,
that.
those things that you highlighted are categorized as digital marketing, yes. But I would encourage that you don't just stop on being able to post paid adverts. You understand the real concept of digital marketing, content writing, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and all of those, how to optimize websites. And because for a starter, you will need a knowledge of all of those things sometimes to get a job. They won't just want to hire somebody that knows how to place adverts on Instagram or how to place adverts on Facebook. Then they'll go about looking for people that have knowledge of other things. So for a start, it will be good for you to have a knowledge of everything. As you go on, if that is the field that you want, you can now begin to specialize. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah, I get your point. And you talked about different skills, the soft skills and the hard skills, and there are a lot of things that we can actually get from what you have spoken to us about. And there's what advice would you give to us who are learning these skills? Should we learn all of them together, like the soft skills, hard skills? Should we learn all of them together, or should we take it one after a time? Because that learning a skill, not mastering it, can not just be enough. So, what is your advice? Should we learn all of them together, or should we take it like one at a time?
Okay, so my advice would be that learn all the soft skills, but specialize in one of the hard skills, because you need all the soft skills to thrive in any environment. But you can now decide to specialize or focus on one of the hard skills. And when I say focus, I mean focus as in dissect it, understand everything about it. Yeah. So that's my advice.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty awesome that we should learn all the soft skills, then specialize on one hard skill. I mean, I guess that's all we have for the questions from the audience. I don't know if we have any more, but I really want to say thank you for keeping us updated and informing us on the skills that we need to learn in this pandemic times, and also maybe how we need to be flexible and adapt to the things that will be there during the post pandemic times. Yeah, thank you so much for taking your time to talk to us and also answering questions from the audience. Yeah,
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure being with you. I
thank
look
you.
forward to another session with you,
Sure
probably
thing.
this year.
Sure thing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think we'll move on to the next session. We'll wait for the next speaker and the next moderator. Now, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening in from the start to the end. We hope you're not tired and that you're excited to also listen into the next session. Yeah, stay tuned. Oh yeah, so there's a quiz that is going on now at Slido. So I guess we should all head to slide.do. The code is still the same, that is 2730. Yeah, I'm joining in, so you should all probably join in too. 2730 is the code as you see on the screen. Let's go to slide.do, and then type in the event code. Then you'll be asked to type in your name. So yeah, I'm typing in my name. I'm joining in the quiz. Yeah, so we have 4 users who have already joined in. We are waiting for you guys. Want to see more of you joining into the quiz. Yeah. So waiting for people to join in. Yeah, if you don't know what's happening, we are waiting for a quiz at Slido. So just go to your browser or whatever it is that you're using, slide.do, the next conference. The event code is 2730. 2730. Type in there. Type in your name, the name that you want to be used as you partake the quiz. And yeah, let's see. Let us test our skills. We are 16. This is nice. I think we can do better. $24. $27. 28. 28 users have joined. We are waiting. 29. That's a good number. 30. Yay. We have 32 more users. Please, if you're joining in for the quiz, we are waiting for you. Oh, yeah, we are 35. It's a pretty good number. 36. We should be starting soon. We should be starting soon. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready. And I think speed is also a necessary skill. Yeah. Woo, we are starting. Oh my God, I don't know this one. Yeah, like I mentioned, speed is a very necessary skill when you're doing this quizzes. So get fast in your typing. Yeah, so the question was what is currently the largest known animal on Earth? And apparently the answer is the blue whale. Yeah. Yeah. So if you do not know that, go home knowing that the blue whale is the largest animal. What is the world's longest river? Is it Amazon? Is it Nile? Is it Mississippi? Is it River Australia? Yeah. Okay. There's some of us thought it was Amazon, but yeah. Which prestigious university did Microsoft founder Bill Gates drop out of? Okay. Let us see. People have been following up on Bill Gates. Is it Harvard? Is it Yale? Is it Oxford? Is it Cambridge? The answer is Harvard. He dropped out of Harvard. Well, it's pretty necessary. With 202 clean sheets, which goalkeeper has the best record in the Premier League? Footballers. So let's see what the answer. It's said. Okay. Maybe that was fast. All right. On which continent is the country of Angola located? Where is Angola located? Is it in Europe? Is it in South America? Is it in Africa? Is it in Asia? Let's see. Yeah, Angola is in Africa, if you did not know that. Africa, in the spirit of Africa Week. Approximately how many ethnic groups are there in Nigeria? I'm not a Nigerian, so I'm just gonna guess this one. Let's see. Oh, we have 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria. I wrote 300. Well, as of 25th May 2020, how many people have been dead by COVID-19 worldwide? Oh my God, if we do not check news. Oh, well, let's see. It's really important to stay updated. $345. I am in number 10. Wow. People are pretty generous. Who is the current highest paid footballer in the world? Hey, footballers once again. Who is the highest paid footballer in the world? I have a feeling I'll miss this one. Yeah, it turns out it's Messi. I just didn't want to write Messi because, well, that's Messi. The planet Mars has 2 moons orbiting it. Is that true or false? This is science. Is it true or false? Scientists, this is for you. Yeah, so Mars has 2 moons orbiting around it. Interesting fact. The D-Day invasion of the Allies, which is treated to retake Europe from the German Third Reich, was launched at what location again? I have no idea. That was too fast for me. Normandy. That's a location. Yay! Yay! That's pretty nice. Finish to the 9th, please. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying strong. Thank you for also participating in the quiz. You guys are amazing. So I think I'll pass over the session to the next person who is supposed to speak. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. For this and many more, do not forget to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button. See you guys. See you guys in the next session.